lovelies, new and true. I am your co-host of the Crystaline Show. I am Mrs. Duüblé Jones. I am the lady with the stones, the come heres and the leave us alones. And I invite y'all here every night, y'all. We grow live between 8 and 8:15 p.m. Eastern time. We go live on Instagram, TikTok. I was about to say Nickelodeon, bitch. Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. So meet us here and subscribe. Follow us on all platforms as well. I did just drop a collective reading on our YouTube channel. So after the show, be sure to head over to our YouTube. And that's why I encourage that y'all turn notifications on so you get first dibs when I drop videos, as well as you get notified when we grow live so you don't miss a beat, okay? Also, thank you all for sharing this space with us. Thank you for your generous love donations that you all send throughout the day. Thank you for your kind words. Thank you for your likes, your shares, your subscribes, your follows. Thank you for the orders that y'all have been placing when it comes to the jewelry, when it comes to the personal rituals, as well as services. CrystallineMars.com. You can head over there and get all that you need. We do have just a few days left of our 25% off sale for both personal rituals and spiritual services. For the spiritual services, just use the promo code LOVE and you'll get 25% off all of those services. And that ends on December 31st. So we have just a few days of that left. And I believe that's it. So let's go ahead and move on to the actual message of the day. Ashe, peace, I am spiritual mode. Keisha said, yes, I watched. You were speaking directly to me. Ashe, I'm glad you got what you needed, babe. All right, so the message of the day is the final days. You are in your final days. As we close out this year, 2024, this is really going to be a pivotal energy shift that we are all going to feel on the collective, for the collective. All right, I know technically springtime marks our new year when you talk about the astrological placements, but 2025 does mark a new energetic year because we will be shifting from the 8 to the 9. So we will literally feel that shift. And as we get closer to the end of the year, a lot of things that needs to stay here, that we need to transcend beyond, that we need to release, and leaving this year 8 is coming to the surface, okay? So a lot of you, this may feel like a very overwhelming season right now because there may be some hard truths. We've been talking about this the past few days when it comes to just accepting what is as well as accepting what is not. And letting it be, you know, letting bygones be bygones, but ultimately leaving what no longer serves you, you know, leaving what is burdening you and giving yourself permission to put down certain crosses, okay? And I also channel things will never be the same. And so it's like literally it's a paradigm shift that you may be receiving visions and downloads in regards to what this future will look like for you. But for some of you, it's scary because it's not featuring some cast members, some characters that you wanted, you know, it's not featuring some people that you wanted. And it may be really, really frightening because you may not know what that means for you. You may not know what that means for your family. And this is just something that you're going to have to allow to unfold, and you will see it as it unfolds. But that's why we're being called to release, because some of you have like this traditional vision where maybe you're trying to recreate something that you've seen, and there may be certain things that you will be recreating, but there are going to be other things that are going to be innovated, you know, through you, and it's going to be a whole new paradigm that you will be co-creating with the universe. And so you have to release this vision that you have. Y'all see the smoke? That's why I like the incense, because you see how smoky it is. But so yeah, so stop expecting things to go back to how they used to. Stop expecting your relationships to look how they used to last year, 10 years, 15 years ago, because it's not. It's not. And it's not because the planets have evolved. You have evolved, right? The times are changing. So therefore, our experiences or how we experience them will change as well. And that's more so what it is. It's not that things are changing. It's more so how you are experiencing these things are changing. How you are experiencing Your relationships are changing. So like I said, this new life that you're being called to create, it may not be featuring certain lovelies in your life, and it's not that they're going to necessarily die off, but maybe you're not going to be investing much time into them like you used to. You won't be talking to them much like you used to. You won't be seeing them much like you used to. They won't have access to you as they used to. Right? So definitely you're being called to embrace the change and be open to it looking different, because at the end of the day, however it unfolds, it is important that you trust. It is important that you know at this point that this is for your wellness. Some things are beyond your control. We've been talking about that too. There are some things that came to the surface this upcoming year that were karmic, that just need to be cleared out, that just needed to be healed within yourself. There were some bags that you had to unpack. There were some crosses that you had to carry as you were in those trials, and that was for you. That was for you. Right? And you knew that this was for you. You knew that this was a personal journey, but subconsciously part of you may have been hoping that once you get through this, now you can get back to how things used to be. Okay, it's getting a little too smoky in this thing now. Right? And so there may be some things that you just really have to let do what it do. Y'all give me one sec as I open this window. Right? There's some stuff you got to clear out. You got to clear out. There were things that were building up, and a lot of you have hit the plateau. You have hit the plateau. So even a cut and clear service could benefit some of you as well. And Lovely said, a new chapter, turn the page. This is a whole new book. This is a whole new book. This is not just a new chapter. This is a new book with your name at the bottom as the author, with whatever title that you desire. And so this could be something that you want to think about, especially as we enter this upcoming new moon in Capricorn in a few days. That is going to be the last new moon of 2024. And this is where we need to set the foundation, set the intentions in regards to our setting the tone for year 2025 and moving forward. So it may be like, what is the title of your book going to be? What is the title? What is the mantra that you are going to stand by and that you are going to come back to realign you this upcoming year? What is the title of your book? Right? And you're just seeing the importance of attention to detail. You're seeing the importance of spiritual hygiene. You're seeing the importance of accountability and self-awareness and protecting your peace. And some of y'all, like I talked about in the message on YouTube that I just posted, but some of y'all were willing to sacrifice aspects of yourself, sacrifice your peace for your purpose. Right? And Spirit's coming through because for a lot of us, it was trials that we were in. There were trials that we were in. Right? And with this smoke filling the room, it's like the firefighter kind of energy that I'm picking up on right now, where you had to find a way to escape. You had to find your way out of that smoky room that was suffocating you. You had to find your way out and pave a new way. Right? And that's what we're doing here. So that is the message of the day. And we're going to go ahead and get into the collective tarot time. I got to turn the fan on. We got to circulate. We got to circulate or it's going to stagnate. We got to stimulate or the energy is going to stagnate. Give me a sec. One more game. So some of y'all with this purge, it's like literally some of y'all may need to invest in some incense or, burn incense more regularly. Burn some resin more regularly, your frankincense, your myrrh, your copal, or your sage, right? To just cleanse your energy. And some of y'all may need to open a window, pop a window open. I know the weather is shifting, and so, it's cold out. So you're like, I don't want to open my windows, it's cold, but you need to at least crack it for a little bit to move that energy out too, okay? Don't let it build up. There are also some things that you need to speak on. Right? There may be some things that you really are pinning up. You're suppressing it, and you need to release it. Rather, you're talking. Yes, Rather you're talking to somebody, or you're just speaking aloud to spirit, to your guides, or whoever it is. But there are some things that need to come up, some truths that need to be said. And it may hurt as you say these things because you're really hearing the truth, you know? But at the end of the day, this is the time that we chose to incarnate on purpose to transcend with the energy. Okay? And so let us flow with the universal energy. Ashe. Let's go ahead and do our heart check, y'all. If y'all could drop some hearts in the comments so we may synchronize. All right. Ebony said window always cracked. Ceiling fan always on. No stagnant energy. Ashe, get them corners and under that bed. It's time to be accountable on how we show up for ourselves. That. Because for a lot of us, it's like for a lot of you who are connecting with this message right now, you were heavy on self, right? Your personal journey, protecting your peace, doing what you need to do, studying, healing, shadow work, whatever. And then in that shadow work, in that season, it was brought to the forefront for you, like, okay, the oneness, okay, family, okay, external, people, relationships and things. And you started to now have to go down those lanes and patch up some things or address some things or heal some things, acknowledge some things. And now it's like back to the basics, back to core, back to self. Because you're seeing that what you're doing is not only for you. And that's why we had to zoom out. We had to zoom out and consider others, zoom out and understand that our purpose is not solely for us. And so now that we understand, like, hey, we're here for something bigger than us, but also for our personal, missions as well. Now we can come back to self without feeling bad for choosing to be selfish, knowing that this space that you're choosing to move into now is not to avoid certain things, is not to deflect certain things. It's more so to protect your assets, to protect your peace. You see how thick the clouds are in this room? How thick the smoke is in this room? And so that is the energy as well. Some of y'all's energy is so overwhelming. It's so overwhelming. And you're still trying to operate in the same way or trying to fill up rooms that you've already filled, walk in shoes that are already burnt out. You may be trying to force things that aren't in alignment with or can't handle you or is not worthy to experience you. Everybody's not ready and everybody's not gonna go. The biggest thing was, again, for you to zoom out, for you to check your heart posture, and for you to let your heart lead you. And like I said in the message that I just posted on YouTube, you weren't being called to be a damn fool. Yes, embark on the fool's journey and explore the unknown, but to be a fool, no. No. To negotiate and sacrifice your peace and say yes, even at the expense of your own happiness, no. No. So we about to get into the collective tarot tea time. Ashe. Baby, I like you, but you a little too thick. I gotta go put you outside. Hold on. It is so thick. And you at the damn door. Hold on. I'm gonna go open this window too. Y'all, I could barely even talk because it's so thick. Hold on, y'all. That's what he said. Hold on. So I did receive a love donation for Masterpiece, if I'm not mistaken. From Master, one of the lovelies. I got you up here, but I got one love offering. So I'll be doing that after the collective, and graffiti. I'll be doing graffiti's personal spiritual clearing today. Mimi said that's exactly what I've been doing, hurting myself to please everyone else. Yeah, no more of that. You gotta find somebody else to do it. Hold on, this deck just fell. God damn. I'm trying to sit down. Yeah, and the cards that just fell out are literally the same cards that I pulled from the collective reading I just posted on YouTube. So some of y'all really may want to check that out. Ebony said, wait, are you doing personal readings? I will after the collective. So yes, you can send your love offerings in. It is a $15 minimum. The maximum is whatever you desire. But I'm going to get into the collective. So I want y'all to take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And move the energy around, okay? Masterpiece said, I'm here, Duüblé. Ashe, you are the one who sent the love offering, right? Yeah, okay. Smoke and mirrors, yep. We talked about that yesterday with the blurred lines. So we have the smoky mirrors. And so with the blurred lines, this space that we are being called in right now, as this moon is in Capricorn, is drawing those hard lines. Drawing those hard lines and seeing where those hard lines need to be drawn. What boundaries do you need to set? Okay? What do you no longer need to tolerate? Because some of you subconsciously feel that you deserve certain mistreatment, or you deserve certain things, or you deserve abuse or neglect. Maybe because that's what you've always, experienced. Maybe that's something that was told to you as a child, like that you were the problem, or you, and so you internalize these things. And so now when these things are happening, you're taking that on like, this is what I deserve. In Capricorn, with the sun being in Capricorn, this is calling for boundaries with self, because the sun represents self and our identity. In Capricorn, planetary ruler Saturn is all about boundaries, discipline, maturity, restrictions, order, karma. And so it's like, what do we need to set up for ourselves? What's not working anymore for you? What's holding you back? Rather it's expectations of people. Rather it's putting people on a pedestal, right? Rather it's being a yes ma'am. Rather it's sleeping on yourself. Rather it's you still playing the victim, or operating out of your child self. Operating from that child space. We got daddy's girl in reverse right here. Daddy's girl in reverse. So some of y'all really have some father issues. Some of y'all really have some father issues, or you didn't have a masculine energy in your life that made you feel secure. That brought that security, that leadership. And here you are trying to pick up the pieces. Trying to figure it out. Trying to find the right partner. And it's hard. So let's see what we got here. David Freeman, Ashe, Kenyatta said, wow, sending my job notice that I will not be there 2025 as we speak. Just have to press send. Ashe, and so it is. Ashe, and so it is. So we have scared here. We have scared. So it's time for you to face your fears. It is time for you to face your fears. And in the year 2025, that is what we're going to be living in. Embracing the transformation. So let's see what this scared is, or that's what we're going to be called to do. What is this scared is? We have the set firm boundaries. We have the set firm boundaries, and that's Capricorn energy. So with this scared, set firm boundaries, some of you may be worried, like, because you may know, like, once you check out, you're checked out. And you may, because what I just saw was somebody building up a fence. Somebody building up a fence, and it's like a wall, so you're not going to be able to see through it. And I heard somebody say, but what if they come back? What if they come back? Or what if I miss something? Or what if I do something wrong? Or what if I am misjudged? What if I move too fast? What if I move too soon? And it's time for you to just do it. It's time for you to just do it. Stop betraying yourself. Stop betraying yourself. Are you going to continue to wait for somebody to choose you, or are you going to choose yourself? Seriously. Seriously. And I'm speaking to somebody who is about to be at a crossroads where you got to choose. Am I going to choose you, or am I going to choose me? Because somebody in this room right now is waiting, but you're not okay. So will you jump and say, you know what? No more of that with this miscarriage. With this miscarriage, some of y'all are scared of losing something again. And it's like, maybe this wasn't a baby that you need. Maybe this was somebody that you didn't need to have birth something with. Maybe this was somebody that you didn't need to be pregnant with. And this could be metaphorically speaking, but on some real stuff. Some of you are trying to birth something in a space or with a person that is not in alignment. That is not in alignment. It's going to keep you in this space. And it's not that this space is necessarily toxic or this person is necessarily toxic. But this space or this person is a comfort zone. And they're very comfortable. And here you are very uncomfortable. And it goes beyond the tangible, material, earthly things. It's some deep spiritual soul yearnings that you're feeling when it comes to you just wanting a better life, with you just wanting more because you know that's here for you. And some of you are at a crossroads because you want more, but you're choosing to stay at a job where there is no growth. You're choosing a partner who is really complacent and comfortable with where they are. And y'all are not going to grow in the way that you really desire to. And so something is on pause on purpose to really, somebody's going to have some difficult decisions to make. And it may be scary, but I need you to trust in your God. Trust in yourself. But you can have it now. You can have it sooner than you think. But something's got to give. Or not. Something has to give or not. You can continue to settle for the crumbs. For the late night text, what you doing drunk text. You can continue to lie to yourself and say that I'm fine with this. Or you can say, you know what? I am going to move. I am going to move. And I'm not going to try to manipulate nobody or trick nobody or convince anybody. Because some of you already been doing it and you see it ain't fucking working. And you said that Proverbs. I heard Proverbs. I ain't want to say it though because I don't know Proverbs. I don't know what Proverbs is in the Bible. I don't know what it say. I know it's a book. But I did channel that Proverbs energy earlier, Keisha. So to all my Bible lovelies, if you do have a Bible or if it's just put on your heart to check out Proverbs, let your spirit guide you. Keisha did write down Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5 through 7. So that may resonate with somebody, but I did channel that Proverbs, or was it Psalms? I think it was Proverbs though. It was one of them P's. Okay, so somebody gonna have to take a leap of faith. Stop fucking playing with me. The leap of faith, bitch. A leap of faith. A leap of faith. Jump first and the universe will catch you. Gosh. Life can be beautiful. Life can be beautiful. And this feels like this is a decision that you got to make for you. Because maybe in the past you would go back and forth and talk to your best friend or talk to your therapist or talk to somebody else to just see. And just to weigh the pros and the cons and, you know. And now it's like, what are you going to do? What do you say? What do you want for your life? Gosh, I need you to free you. Nobody gonna save you. Stop waiting for instruction. And this may be somebody's inner child that's waiting for the green light, waiting for a thumbs up, waiting for instructions. And Spirit's just looking at you like, I mean, what you want? What you want? You gonna be like, well, I want that, but I want that too. And it's like, well, those are two different frequencies. That is north, that is south, that is east, that is west, that is high, that is low. So you gotta pick one. You gotta pick one. Either you can stay here or you can grow there. Are you gonna stay here or are you going to grow there? And some of you, this may be a branch out. Some of you, this could be a relocation when it comes to state. And maybe you're around family, or maybe you've been at this job for years, or maybe you've been in this neighborhood for years where you feel safe here. And you're like, I'm scared to move. I don't even know what that will look like. I don't know I'm scared to leave this relationship. I've been with them for 10 years, 15 years, though they've been cheating this whole fucking time. I'm scared to see what it may possibly look like for somebody to choose me and want to be with me and me only. Want to be with me. Because it hit different when somebody want to be with you. Right? And some of y'all like, I'm tired of waiting for his ex or her ex to drop the ball and then they just by default choose me. No, I want to be chosen. Because the value is seen in me. I want a job. I want to work at a job that is looking for me, that sees the value that I bring and wants to level me up and wants to invest in me just as much as I want to invest in them. I want an easier life. I'm tired of fucking struggling. And for some of you, it's being revealed. An easier path is being revealed. But here you are, biting your motherfucking nails. Smoking blunt after blunt, anxiety out the roof. And it don't have to be that. It doesn't. And I get it. I know that it's challenging. I know it is. But what you gonna do, babe? What are you gonna do? So we got the leap of faith. Hot dog, hot diggity dog, bitch. What we got? But I can't wait to get into Graffiti's spiritual clearing. Y'all stay with us, because that's gonna be like one of our little midweek spiritual clearings. But let's see what we got. What else? Come on, let's talk. Let's talk. We have bag lady. Bag lady, you gon' hurt your bag. And we have finally. Finally, it's happened to me. With this snake. Bag lady, finally. Bag lady, finally. Wow. Somebody about to do it. Somebody about to do it. Go. Go for it. Go for it. Graffiti, I'm gonna start you at 9, Graffiti. Between 8:50 and 9, Graffiti. Somebody about to do it. I said not Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. But that's what that goofy hot dog. Some of y'all are looking fucking goofy right now because it's like you maybe, it's like the decisions that you're making are so silly and they're based in fear. They're based in doubt. They're based in lack. Right? But Miska, Mickey Mouse, you can have so much more, the whole house. But I see somebody doing it. I see somebody doing it and looking back like, wow, it was always me. I was there that long because of my belief system that was faulty. My belief system that was limiting me. Holy fuck. Somebody is about to undergo like a massive awakening. And this trigger may come in January with this, because when we move into Aquarius season, to be specific. Okay, when we move in Aquarius season, to be specific, because Aquarius's planetary ruler is Uranus, which brings unexpected changes, bitch. So between now and Aquarius season, some of y'all really may be sitting in this truth like, wow, what walls have I put up that has actually imprisoned me? What bags am I still carrying that are just weighing my damn shoulders down? I'm seeing somebody have like dark lines right here from their bra. Somebody may have had heavy boobs in the past, breast reduction. Somebody has really big breasts, but I'm just seeing a line right here from the bra where it's just like weighing down, and it's like, it hurts. It hurts. I need to cut some of these titties off, bitch. I need to take some of this titty meat off. It's hurting my back. Damn. Right? Go for it. Go for it. Some people that's gonna miss you. There may be your kids that's gonna miss you. There may be your job that's gonna miss you. That you may miss them. But you gotta do what you gotta do, babe. This one, I need you to do it for you. If you don't do it for nobody else, do this one for you. You've been living your life for everybody else all this time. Do this one for you. Please. Please. Do me a favor. So some of y'all may really need to say the serenity prayer, do a release letter when it comes to releasing control or releasing fears, right? And you may want to keep it general. And then, right, burn you a candle, a black candle, and watch how things start to shift for you, right? Burn you a yellow candle so we can go ahead and get that solar plex energy. I'm ready, SpongeBob head ass. Why y'all think SpongeBob yellow? And he always talking about, I'm ready, right? That solar plex energy. You've absorbed all you needed, all right? You've gotten all you could have gotten, or you've given all that you could have given. Where you are, where you were, right? I'm seeing right now that SpongeBob episode where y'all remember when the hooks, I think they were going fishing, and Patrick and SpongeBob thought it was a game. They thought it was a game, and so they'd like get on the hook and they'd go up. I can't remember the exact episode. I'm just seeing it in little bits and pieces. And so there may be something where, you know, something may catch you, something may hook you on. Like say you a job offer comes and the benefits are everything you wanted. You like, that's the hook right there. That's that spot. You hit the motherfucking spot. Right? Or whatever that may be, somebody that you met and you really got feelings for them, and then they showed you something or they said something, you like, that's the spot. It's a lock, right? But it's something that's going to get you, where it's going to resonate with you and you're going to be like, wow, like this is the thing that I need to go. This is the thing that I needed. Somebody is about to have something that is going to motivate them to go. To make your decision process a little easier, because you're going to see like it's so beneficial. Your pros are going to outweigh your cons. So it's going to, it's not a decision that you're just going to have to make without knowing like the possible pros. You may not know exactly how it's going to unfold, but you know that it's a list. It's because I'm seeing a list of benefits, but they're blurred. They're literally blurred, but there are some that you can see, but you see it's a shitload of lists. And then I see the cons over here also blurred, but the list is this small compared to the list of pros that is this tall. We take risks every day, B. And this is not just this is going to be a more of a calculated risk. Because this leap of faith, like I said, this is something that you've been pondering on. This is something that you looked into, or you will be led to look into. Okay, this ain't no eeny, meeny, miny, mo, I'm about to motherfucking go. No, this is I see how this is like beneficial for me. And I'm going to go ahead and make that calculated risk. Sierra may be significant. We have ancestral, reincarnate, and we have uncertain. Ancestral, reincarnate. This is the side that came out though. And we have exhausted. Ancestral, reincarnate, and we have exhausted. Okay, so with this exhausted and this ancestral reincarnate, it just feels like definitely some of you, all of you who are connected in different ways though, where you had to pay off some of your karmic debt from your ancestors. You had to go certain things, or you had to go to certain places, or you had been assigned certain missions on the behalf of your ancestors. But with this exhausted, this is time for you to rest and replenish and relocate, restore, remove whatever you need to do here. We have abundance. Oh my gosh. And we have happiness. Exhausted, abundance, and happiness. Oh my gosh. Don't worry about who's looking. Oh my gosh. So with this exhausted, like I said, are you going to stay or are you going to grow? You have happiness and abundance here. But you're tired of something. You're tired of something, tired of waiting, but we have don't worry about who's looking. Let me see. Don't worry about who's looking. What's this? Don't worry about who's looking. Ashe. We have Virgo in reverse. Okay. So Virgo in reverse, don't worry about who's looking. Okay. So with this Virgo in reverse, don't worry about who's looking. This definitely feels like some of you are, this leap is going to be, we talked about this the other day. Some people are not going to understand and they're going to be like, are you sure you're going to do that? Or why are you going to make that move? Or that doesn't make sense. Something may not make sense to somebody. You jumping the fence may not make sense to some people. And that is okay. Because that is your vision. That is what God showed you. That is your path, not theirs. Right? Somebody may be like, oh, you just like, you lost, or you about to lose yourself, or you about to lose your job. Like you really about to quit that job to move with your so-and-so or whatever. Yes, I am. And some of y'all already been in that energy where you've been doing, you've been making leaps. You've been prophesizing things, and you are now living in what you said would be. Right? You're now a walking testimony of what God can do. Right? Who God is, what is possible. Right? And you're not moving necessarily in like a I told you so kind of energy, but it's more so like this is maybe another thing where it's like, yep, and I'm about to do this too. And watch how it pan out. And I'm not doing this for you to see, but you're going to see. Maybe if I let you, if I share it with you. Because some of y'all, you literally might just relocate or just fall off the face of the earth in some way, shape, or form. Or you go in your own world and, like I said, certain people are not going to have access to you. And so some people not even going to know what you got going on. You got a new number. You're not a part of that community anymore. You're not there no more. And some of you, this has something to do with the spiritual, be a challenge to your religion, because it doesn't feel like spiritual. It feels like religious belief system. Some of your religious beliefs are going to be challenged. I was born and raised a Christian. And when I chose spirituality, which pretty much involves all and sees the interconnectedness of all and the one God, right? And not the separation, it was a challenge. But there were certain things that I did learn that were valid from my Christianity upbringing. I know that there were lies, but there were also truths that I took that helped me carry on. And faith was one of those things. If I had not, honestly, I'll just say for myself, because I know that this is not the only way that you could cultivate faith. But for me personally, if I had not had the faith that I had in when I was Christian, I don't know how I would have been when it was time for me to transition into the spiritual realm. Because I just took that faith that I had from the Christian from Christianity. I knew that there was God. I knew that there were certain truths. And I just took those as blocks to then build something that is in alignment and in resonate with my soul, in resonance with my soul. And so there may be certain things, and this does not have to be around Christianity or literally like a specific religion in that manner, but this could be just a religious belief or religious mindset, something that you was stuck on. And it's like, are you going to challenge that? Are you going to challenge that? Because a lot of the stuff that is religious to you are actually things that were just deeply embedded in your DNA. There were things that you were brought up. It could be traditional things that your parents instilled in you, things that you saw. And that is what created your belief system. And now it's like, okay, now what do you say? What do you see? What do you know? Who are you? So let's get back to the cards. Do I do free reads? This is the free read. It's a collective read. Ashe Chef. So we have Oshun here. So Oshun, with this freedom, Oshun's like, I'm here. Some of y'all are spending money on, it's like, it's an energy thing. It's an energy thing. And some of y'all are like, well, I don't know what I would do. I don't know what else I would do. I don't know what else I would do. If I would have seen the life that I live right now, maybe years ago, I would probably be like, that's boring. Like, what am I doing? Because I'm not working nowhere. Like, I just do a live show every night and I clean the house and that's it. Like, I don't go to church. I don't have to clock in. I don't do what regular people do. That look boring. Like, what would I do? But I'm here and I'm like, my day be fucking filled with shit. I barely have time to sit the fuck down. Right? And so that's the thing. Some of y'all are like, well, I don't know what that will look like, or what am I going to do? I'm not going to be doing this anymore. Trust me, you're going to have things to do. And it's going to be more things that you want to do. More things that connect you with your creativity. It may be travel. You may have more time to rest. You may have more time to invest in crafts, DIYs, or side businesses or other gigs that you want to do. Right? Some of you are in a relationship and you're like, well, I don't know what it looks like to live by myself. You gonna see. You know what I mean? Trust, it's gonna be lots of things for you to explore that you can't ignore. Some of you are scared, and I get it again. But hey, freedom, state of mind. State of mind. Wherever you feel imprisoned externally, it's because you are living you are experiencing an internal, spiritual, mental, emotional prison. So let's break free. And how you break free is you challenge those things. Where you're tired, where you feel stuck, where you feel claustrophobic, you punch through them boxes. Okay? You have the shackles on your feet. You have the shackles on your wrist. Stop waiting for the sheriff to come. Stop waiting for Jesus to come. Stop waiting for your ancestors to come. It's just you. It's just you. And you are God. You are Jesus. You are the ancestors. You are all. You are the all. And that may seem like blasphemy for some of y'all. That may be a little too much for some of you, because some of y'all already know. But some of you, you may still be unprocessing that. Like, but wait, what does that mean? You know, how will I serve? How will I? You're going to see what that looks like. But that is a journey that you have to explore. That has to be a journey that's a journey that you have to choose to go down or experience. But again, it's just you. Looking at these shackles, it's just you. Going to sleep every night by yourself, crying yourself to sleep every night. It is just you hearing your prayers. It is just you knowing what the desires of your hearts are. So, like anybody else who wants to be set free, what do? They start trying to figure it out. Damn, can I flick the wrist a few times? That's gonna break the chain. Or can I bite the bitch? What they do on the movies when they had the little things behind their hand, they trying to saw, like, what can you do? What can you do? Right? Only you can free you. Only you can free you. Baby boo. We are made in the image of God, for sure. Thank you, Triple OG Auntie. We have expenses paid in full. Expenses paid in full, and we have now is the time. Expenses paid in full, now is the time. We got to close out because I got to do the live donation readings, and then I got to do graffiti's reading. We have pay attention to your dreams. Confirmation. We have why do you keep lying to yourself? They told and showed you the truth. So this is going back to the beginning of the message when it comes to just truths that you have yet to accept. We have resilience and we have sweet life manifesto. Some of y'all may really need to benefit. You will benefit from investing in the sweet life manifesto ritual, which I work with Oshun and other goddesses as well when it comes to you aligning with that sweet life, that dream life. Okay? But again, the sweet life is here, but will you choose it? Or will you just continue to watch everybody else live the sweet life? And not everybody else is necessarily living a sweet life. And that may be a thing too. Like some of y'all don't even know how good it can be for you because you're just around people who are in the same spot as you where they're stuck or they're miserable or they're in a relationship that where their partner's cheating or, you know what I mean? Like it's just get out of there. Get out, right? Somebody may be in a sunken place. So I'm about to get a closeout message. We have leveling up in reverse. So somebody's holding themselves back. I'm about to get a closeout message and we're going to be done with the collective. And I'm going to get into the personal reading. You said I choose the sweetness. The sweetness! Roll bounce head ass. Oh, skate. All right, come on, y'all. What we got here? We have take pictures and record videos. Take pictures and record videos. So, with this take pictures and record videos, it does feel like somebody going to reflect on something. Maybe you already have pictures or videos of something that you're going to be reflecting on. Okay. We have negative. Yeah, and some negative thoughts may arise or negative feelings may arise, such as like the fear and anxiety and things like that. Okay, but we have nesting. So it is time for you to purge, clean up, get rid of some things. Gosh, this is somebody's dream. Somebody's been holding on to this for years, maybe even generations. Because with this negative and this nesting, this feels like something that somebody has been harboring or hoping for, praying for forever. And it's hard. It's like, hold on, you want me to let this go? What? This? We have fertile. This is the time to plant those seeds. If you want to do it, work with this new moon. Write it down, make it plain. The new moon in Capricorn, the ground is fertile. This is your time to motherfucking hurdle, bitch. Oh my gosh. I just see the end of the light. I see the end of the tunnel for you. And it's so fruitful. You'll never know what you're capable of unless you go all in. It can be you. It can be you. It can be you. Gosh. We have winter and we have sweetness ritual. Again, sweetness showing up. Winter, sweetness. Plant your seeds. Plant your seeds. But we have the sweetness is here. God damn, we got a whole bunch of sweets downstairs. We got apple cobbler. We got sweet potato pie. Come on. All right, that's it. I choose you. Again, are you going to choose yourself? Are you going to choose yourself? And we have announcement. So some of y'all going to be sitting on this. You may share it with somebody or you may not. But there is an announcement that is going to be had that is going to catch a lot of people by surprise because they didn't expect it. Maybe they didn't want it. They want their cake and eat it too. They just want you to be accessible and they're not thinking about you. They're thinking about themselves. Okay, we have I choose you. We have none of your business. So don't allow yourself to be talked out of what you know you need to do. There may be some energy that tries to manipulate you, or there may be certain things that come up in your reality right when you're about to go, like, oh, I'm ready now. Or, oh, we want to promote you now. Nah, I'm already gone. Mentally, I'm gone. Spiritually, I'm gone. And physically, I'm packing up. I've waited because it's trickster energy. It's really trickster energy that's going to try to come through right when you're about to jump. And that may be why you don't need to make an announcement, because you may not be so strong right now. But once the decision already made, the deposit already made, it's already done. And we have butterfly. It's time for you to fly and focus on your desired outcome. It gets sweeter. It gets better than this. Ashe? So that concludes the collective reading. And I am now going to get into the personals, and then we're going to get into Graffiti's guided meditation. That was really beautiful. Go for it. Go for it. You will not regret it. You will not regret it. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. I do want to pull an angel number. We done. I'm not going to say nothing. I'm just going to pull a number and that's it. I'm not going to say nothing else. We got 0110. And it says belief system. You're blessed with talents and skills that make it easy for you to stand out. Embrace what makes you different. That's your path to success. Your dreams will soon come true. Ashe, and this is 11 energy. This is January. This 11 also adds up to 2, which is February, which is Aquarius and Pisces energy. I told you Aquarius is going to come with the changes, and Pisces is coming up with the, all right, last call for alcohol. All right, so that concludes. Now we're going to go ahead and move on. You said that's your number? Wow. Ashe, I love y'all. If that energy resonated with you, let me hear you say, oh yeah. No, you don't have to say, oh yeah, but y'all leave some hearts. Leave some emojis. Claim that energy because that was really, really beautiful. And at the bottom of the deck here, we done for real. I'm so annoying. We have get some rest. Okay? So get some rest. And that was on the back of abundance. Get some rest, okay? Because abundance is here. So, personal readings. Let's see. That was really, really beautiful. I really thoroughly enjoyed that reading. I really did. Y'all said, oh yeah. I love y'all. I love y'all so much, man. All right. Okay, so we got Masterpiece, and then we got Michelle. Masterpiece for, y'all both want generals, okay. So Masterpiece, you here? Michelle, you still here? Wow. And just like, a lot of my personal lovelies in my personal life were being escorted out, and then I met y'all. Then y'all came in my space, and so it's like, when it comes to that, some of y'all may be building a new community, or y'all may be making new friends, or moving in a new neighborhood, or going to a new job, and there's lovelies there for you. There's lovelies that love you, and they want to do life with you. So don't worry about what's being expired and, moved out. All right, let's see. So, Masterpiece. All right, so we have boy and we have teacher. Boy, we have teacher. Let me get some more clarity. We have announcement. All right. So Masterpiece, you may be getting pregnant soon or within this upcoming year with a boy. We have teacher and we have reach out. You are so annoying. I feel your energy. Masterpiece is like, boy, pregnant. Or somebody is having a boy. I'm going to just say that. But let me see. We have abundance here. Wow. Okay. And teacher reach out. What's this? It's okay to change your mind. Okay. So hold on. Let me sit with this. So with this teacher, and reach out. It's okay to change your mind. There may be something that you already committed to, or something that you will commit to or say yes to, and you may have to you may shift in regards to, like, yeah, I said that, but it's a no for me now. Like, I don't have the capacity, or I just don't want to do it anymore. Let me see. We have the sweetness ritual masterpiece, so you may want to set the intention to put some money aside to invest in that. We have initiation. Wow. This sweet boy. This is okay. We have realtor. So there's going to be some, this is interesting. Wow. Sweetness, boy, realtor. This is speaking of children. This is speaking of the house. This is speaking of initiation here. So you're definitely being prepared for something. We have leveling up. Wow. Welcome to the sweet life. We have delayed, not denied masterpiece. Hold on, I gotta ring the Oshun bell for this one. Wow, we have spend time with the ancestors. Don't allow the truth to be altered. Manipulation here. So interesting. So it does feel like, masterpiece, you're about to be getting some downloads, or you're about to be opening yourself up to things that you didn't think you'd be open to. And you may be second guessing it, like, wait, why am I considering this? Or why am I getting too ahead of myself or something like that? And it's like, no, you're not. You're not. Don't trick yourself out of your spot. Don't trick yourself out of your spot. It's something that you didn't consider before. And it could be children, or it could be relocating. You're like, wow, I never thought I'd want more children. Or I never thought I'd want to move and have, this or whatever. And you're now like, you know what? I do want that. Wow. I say, baby boo. We have foster home, shelter, abandoned situation. So, yeah, with this level up, there's going to be some things that are going to be not leveling up with you. Divine intervention. Yup. Move your body, workout, dance, yoga. That's your energy. We have keep them on the need to know, and we have Aries season. So the new moon in Capricorn, there may be a need to know, but when you do come out, yeah, you may get pregnant within this time, babe. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if you're sexually active or something, but it does, and this could be a year ahead. It don't feel like it though. This could be a year ahead, but it doesn't feel that far out. But it does feel like, or even if you're not gonna get pregnant, this is you considering that, or you feeding that energy or the thought, like, you know what, I do want to be. So with this new moon, depth intentions, and you'll be shocked, you'll be surprised about what comes into fruition by Aries season. Okay, I'm gonna get a few more and we're gonna close out. Yeah, we have the fertile again, fertile grounds again. The time is now. You've pondered long enough, masterpiece. And we have divine feminine in reverse. So it's like you're still blocking something off for whatever reason. You're still blocking something off for whatever reason. But we have today here. In this message today, there could have been a lot that was brought to light. Y'all Instagram's glitching. It did just tweak not too long ago. Is it cool now? Okay, we done. This is it. So we have settling down, and we have set firm boundaries. We have settling down, and we have set firm boundaries. So this does feel like you need to just be intentional with whom you share, what you share with. Be mindful of what you share and with whom you share it with. Okay? With this settling down and setting firm boundaries, this is kind of like, ain't nobody business but mine and my baby, that's a Rihanna song. And so there may be some things that you just need to keep to yourself and keep in house until later, and you can share that. But that's what I got for you, babe. Next up, we got Michelle. Michelle, are you here? And then we're going to get into you graffiti. Ashay, Chef said, I've been spending 4 years building an edible business. Just got the opportunity to work at a lab. It's fun, but I don't feel fulfilled. Wow. Now I'm ready to drop it all and work on starting a farm. That part. Because we talk about the fun, but is it fulfilling though? Is it fulfilling? Ashay. Your mom's birthday is 0110, and you said she transitioned. Wow. All right. Of course. So Mimi's here. Mimi got a general. I just found out a family member passed away. Thank you for being such a blessing. Ashe. And I send you condolences, and may their spirit transition and transcend in peace. All right, Michelle. Michelle General. Let me get some more cards. You know, I love the OG. OG extendo clip. All right, let's see what we got. All right, so we have salts and we have herbalists. Don't worry about who's looking. Okay, so salt and don't worry about who's looking. Salt and don't worry about who's looking. So somebody may definitely be in their feelings. I see you looking, what you're looking as. You may even catch somebody, because I'm seeing somebody, this could be metaphorically, but I'm seeing somebody like a picture or like something on social media, and then you get a notification, but then when you go, it's gone. Like they accidentally hit the fucking button, being so damn fast. They hit the button and they're like, fuck, or they sent the message and they took it back, or something where somebody like tries to cover up what they did, but you're gonna know or you're gonna see. Okay, we have your ancestors approve here, so you could definitely be thinking about closing the door on somebody and your ancestors are like, go ahead and do what needs to be done. This could have to do with family members. We have peer pressure. Don't let them change your mind in reverse. So with that being in reverse, I do feel like you were considering some things in the past because, you know, maybe you were considering your family, or you're like trying to show up differently. You're like, well, I typically do this, so let me try something different. And that's not working. That's not working. That was big of you to zoom out, and maybe that was a lesson for you to learn how to like step out, know when to step out, because there will be times where you need to step out and consider others. But it's back to you zooming back in. We have influencer. Your ancestors approve. Influencer. And we have owl. Influencer, and we have owl. Okay. All right. So with this owl and influencer, you're definitely going to be sharing your wisdom with people. This could be in regards to something, a tough season that you just made it out of. It does feel like it's something with wolves, sheep clothing. So there could have been some deception involved, some manipulation, some heavy manipulation involved. And you learned a lot about yourself. You learned a lot about energy, and you may find yourself sharing this. Y'all, my wick is moving to the side, and it's like about to drown in the wax. My wick is about to drown in the wax, and I'm burning a yellow candle right now, and I'm kind of sad, but that's definitely a message in itself too. We'll see if it burns down though. All right. No, that's too much. Okay, but this is what you need. You'll never know what you're capable of unless you go all in. We have the root chakra here. We have spell work backfired. So I do see either you already did this or you will be doing this, but it's going to be something that you're going to need to set firm boundaries around. We have spell work backfired, and we have yes here. So somebody could have been gossiping, sending you evil eye, or wishing bad on you, or just, you know, coming with this hating ass energy. And that may be why your energy didn't resonate with them, because maybe on the surface, I told you that wolves in sheep clothing kind of energy. On the surface, they may have tried to act like something, but behind that, it was other things. We have door opener access granted here. So you may want to check out the door opener access granted ritual on crystalinemars.com. They are all 25% off, but we have the royals here as well. So we have the door opener access granted with the royals on the backs. And this is like, the royals are not sitting with the peasants. They're not, okay? And we have new addition, welcome. So somebody is coming in who will treat you like royalty, who will honor you, who will love you. And it does feel like it's one person, but that is enough for you. And we have God's plan, and we have siblings all of a sudden. God's plan, siblings all of a sudden. So this person may have children the same age or around the age of your children, but this is definitely a divine intervention, and things are happening as they need to. The biggest thing is that you just need to fortify yourself, ground yourself, and stand on what you believe. And we have dreams into reality. So things are finally coming together after a long trial. And we have justice is being served. Okay, so with all this spell work, with all of these blockages, with all of this chaos and fog, because it does feel like you've just been trying to really find peace with where you are, but you're so uncomfortable. It's hard for you to find peace, and you try not to complain, but you really hate it. And It's been a really rocky space for you, but that is coming to an end. Just let the chips fall as they may, okay? So that concludes your message, your reading, Michelle. I thoroughly enjoyed doing y'all messages. And so now I'm about to bring Graffiti onto the live, and we're going to do his heart chakra clearing. Queenie said, greetings. Can I do a reading? I am closed for tonight's readings. What I'm about to do is a personal spiritual clearing for our lovely Graffiti. Go ahead and send your love off. Go ahead and send your request in, Graffiti. But we can all share this space. When it comes to the spiritual clearing, I will be guiding the vessel, Graffiti, but we're all sharing this space on purpose, so you too can benefit tremendously from this. We're going to be working with the heart chakra energy. So after we do that, we're going to get into the spiritual lesson. I'm bring Graffiti on now. Get some incense. Graffiti, baby beady. I love you. How are you?
I'm well. I feel good.
You look good.
Thank you. You too.
No, don't just say that because I said it.
All right. But still, you say that every night. You know that every night, though.
Okay, thank you.
I'm saying it just to say it.
Huh?
I'm not saying it just to say it.
Okay. Well, thank you. All right. So tonight is a night. So the heart.
Yeah. I just did some chakra breathing, and like before you said.
You sound muffled.
It's because I got headphones on. Hold on. I don't want to bring it because I'm not in my room right now, so I don't want to bring it.
Okay, I can hear you. It's just muffled, but I can hear you.
Okay. Kind of volume up. Is that better? Nope.
Huh?
I turned the volume up. Is that better?
It's not better. I can hear you clearly, though. It's just a little muffled, so you're fine.
I'm going to just turn them up so we can hear.
Yeah. And then you can cut it back on when I do the guided meditation if that's what you want to do. Even though we about to get into it now. If you want to put them on, you really could put them back on, actually, because you're not about to be talking as I think about it. You want to put them? Yeah. Okay, go ahead. In Graffiti's world. And half of you feel the chill and the coolness of the air, a breeze. And the other side of you feels the heat, the warmth. And to the left of you stands Ma'at. And to the right of you stands Sekhmet. As you hear her purr and you feel her intensity. And on the left side, you feel the lightness. And you may even smell sweetness, sweet rose fragrance. And ahead, there is a green door. But this door, it's glass, it's see-through, but it has a green trim. It has no knobs. And the green trim, it lights up as if it's LED, illuminating a bright green light. And it's flashing, or even just glowing. And we're now going to walk towards the door. And as we approach that door and we get closer, the door slides open. And you may now cross that threshold. And when you cross the threshold, you find that you are in a room. And on the walls, there are screens. And on these screens, on these large screens, there are multiple of them all around. Sort of like the room in the Matrix when Neo made it to the end. But instead, this room is dark. And on these screens, you see black screens with green letters. Maybe X's and O's. It may be plus signs and negative signs. As if there is some code. And continue to walk straight ahead, and you'll see a console. You may take a seat. And this seat, this no back, but it's really soft. And as you look at the console in front of you, you see a keyboard or a keypad. And you see on the console it says password in green letters. And it has a colon. And it has a blinking line. And I now want you to type in the numbers 4, 2, and in all caps, the letters L, O, V, E, and then the numbers 2, 4, and then the letters in all caps, E, L, V, O, L, V, E. And then you may hit enter. And as you see the screen begins to load as if it's processing the password. You may see a percentage pop up on the screen with a number, or maybe it's just a spiral or circle, or maybe even lines. And when access has been granted, I need you to say aloud, access granted. What do you see? Okay. But you do have access to the database. All right, Ashe. And so you may now rise. And as you look around at these same screens that were once filled with X's and O's, plus and minuses, green letters, you now see digital photos of you. Past versions of you from past lives, future versions of you, your child self, your elderly self. You may see very graphic scenes as well. Does any of these visuals that you see stand out to you? What is it? You were playing football? In this life? Okay. And now I want you to look to the screen beside that one. And what do you see?
Concert.
A what?
Concert.
A concert that you went to?
You're performing.
Okay, now look to the next screen. What do you see?
A beat.
Shay. Now, which screen do you want to be visible on all of the screens out of these three that you see?
The mountain. People home.
Okay. So now I want you to grab the remote. It's near the console. And there is a circle in the center of the remote. And I want you to extend your arm out to each screen and press that circle. And that will change the visual on each screen to the one that you desire. And when you are complete, I need you to say aloud, desire. You may now place the remote down and bring both of your hands to your heart chakra. And close your eyes. And feel into this heart chakra. And you may begin to feel your heart chakra pulsate. You feel lighter, and if you need to take a seat, you can. If you need to lay down, you can. And as your eyes are closed, you're now seeing this coding that you once saw on the console spinning around you as if it's a tornado. And it's hard for you to make out the words, but you feel the intensity of the energy spinning around you. And the ground beneath you begins to shake. You begin to hear a loud noise as everything around you begin to crumble and break away. Clenching your heart, allowing yourself to fall in love. Continue to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. And it's getting louder and louder. And it's as if the space around you is beginning to feel vacant. And it's now still. You can hear a pin drop. You hear footsteps approaching you from a distance. You hear the echo from the footsteps. And now this energy is hovering over you. And you feel the chills flow through your body. You see nothing but green. And you open your eyes to see who this is. And you see a galactic being, one that you've connected with before in maybe another life or maybe another dimension. And they're holding their hand out to assist you up. And when you have risen, I need you to say aloud, rise. And as you look around, you're now in a white space. There's nothing that fills this space but you. And here, in the heart, the bridge has been cleared, and this is an opportunity for you to now start anew and build in love, with love, on purpose. You may begin to feel a tightness in your heart, and I want you to begin to tap your heart with the fingertips. Begin to tap your heart with your fingertips. And as you observe your surroundings, this white begins to fade into a pastel green. And here you are at peace. And you are one. And with this, we say Ashe, Asante, and Amen. Ime Kamalika. It is done. I don't know if it's just me, but you may benefit from like clasping your hands and pulling it back to open that heart chakra up. Ooh. Ashe, how you feel? Ashe. 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 And thank you for requesting me to assist you with the heart.
If there's anyone that I've got more than to my heart, it's a lot of
Ashe. I love you. Nakupenda. All right, I'll see you on the other side. Peace. All right, y'all. Ashe. Did anybody else go on the journey with us, or were y'all just looking at me? Look at that divine timing, because now the guys came in the room. Look at God. Look at God. Ashe. Ashad. So we're going to be transitioning over to the spiritual lesson in just a second. If anybody had any closeout comments, any questions, takeaways, I ask that you share in the comment. If y'all want anything similar like that, that would be, I do offer those personally. You can either book a spiritual clearing or a energy clearing, and that's essentially a guided meditation that looks something like that. It will look different. It's different for everyone, and it varies depending on what we need to do, how we need to do it. But don't forget that services are 25% off using the promo code LOVE. So definitely head over there and get what y'all need while the sale is active. But yeah, today's show was super, super beautiful. Like I said, I did post a beautiful collective reading on our YouTube channel. So for sure, be sure to check that out at the conclusion of the show. But Underworld said I was there. Ashe. Ashe. Yeah. Gonna say, yeah, the window is open. Can you close that one, Taffy? Graffiti said, I saw hieroglyphics as the coding. Dope. Beautiful. Psychedelic pandana. Psychedelic panda said, you have a beautiful aura, Ashe. I joined halfway through. Was a cool experience, Ashe. And we do guided meditations like that every Sunday. Those Sundays where we do collective guided meditations that are similar. So meet us here. But we're live every night. Underworld says, sorry. What are you apologizing for? We have a question in the box that says, may you do a little bit for my journey? So either you can send a love donation in and we can do something similar, but obviously your way, another day, not tonight. I am done for the night. So we can do it tomorrow whenever you send your love offering in, or you can book on crystalinemars.com if you want a personal. So those are your two options. You ready? All right, lovely. So that concludes the segments with Duüblé. I'm going to now turn the cameras around for the spiritual lesson with Brother Logas. Nakupenda, I love y'all, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Ashe. Ashe, Underworld Reaper. Flip camera.
Family.
Grace.
Today's spiritual lesson is on the soul connection. How to connect with your soul. Okay. You're going to connect your soul through meditation, visualization, using the I Magi Nation. Now, you can skip steps and just go straight to the soul. There's no like in order type of deal. For the majority of people and probably everybody, whatever you see as your soul, if you're able to see your soul, that is just a version of it. That is not the complete version. That is not the whole version. That is not its true essence, right? Because all of our, just like how they say, everyone is dealing with trauma, past trauma or generational traumas or genetic traumas. We're all dealing with soul traumas more importantly than anything else. So we have to put our soul back together again, right? Now you can help you skip some steps to get like a clearer picture of your soul right now and not have to go through so many spiritual bodies. You still got to go through the spiritual bodies, but just try to get to the point where you can at least see your soul and maybe try to develop kind of relationship. You can get a guided meditation with Duüblé and she could assist you with that, right? But otherwise, when you go through meditation, essentially you have to get in contact with your spiritual bodies. Your spiritual bodies can be your ancestors, it can be your past lives, it can be different gods and goddesses, orishas, netarus, Hindu gods, Nordic gods, whatever, whoever it is that you want to contact to. Shadow, self, chakra, bodies, things like that, right? Where I personally started was with, it was kind of like ancestral past life type of connection that I started with. Long before I knew anything about seeing the soul and connecting with your soul and visually having a depiction of your soul, right? So I went the quote unquote, I guess you say, the long route. But even when I got to my soul started off as one thing, and it slowly over time developed, evolved, changed until it became what it is now in its complete form. But you got to start somewhere. Like, I've helped my son to see his soul. Well, his soul has transformed a couple of times. The last time, I can't remember the first time what it was. I think maybe it might have been a frog or a spider. I can't really remember. It ended up turning into, the last time he saw it, it was like some kind of ancient shark, prehistoric shark looking type of thing, right? And Duüblé was like a white man or something like that, right? Which just shows you how much more evolution it is, or putting together the pieces are required, right? The final piece, the final essence of your soul should reach a point of simplification and should be basically some form of a light body, right? A light body, right? Now, the thing about that is you do have light bodies that are not necessarily the soul either, though. So there are some differences there, right? Between your soul light body and then like you have plenty of spirit light bodies. Because remember, the spirits are just what? Fractal lights, angles of light of the soul. So it does take some, just understand that all the different light bodies you're going to come across through your meditations are going to, 99.99% of the time, they're going to all be just spirit bodies, right? Or fractals of your soul. But eventually, the idea is to get to the point to where you find the true soul self, the true soul self, right? And the best way I can tell you, like, how do you know that this is your true soul? This is, when you have that true, the completed version of your soul. It's when you, in a sense, drop your individual connection to all of the other gods and goddesses and even ancestors, where you just kind of when you're able to drop your connection to all of them. Not drop them where you don't have any connection to them, but it's no longer in an individual manner. It all becomes just one. When you see it all as one, right, and you actually understand it all as one. So you do have to come to an understanding. You can pretend that they're all one, but that won't only get you so far. Right? You have to be able to understand how they're all one in your own true understanding. You have to really be able to understand how they're all one. You have to see them come together as one. And even the transformation into your completed soul, you have to be able to even understand why that is the completed version, why it makes sense that this is what the completed version actually is. Because if you can't really do that, there's a pretty decent chance that is not the final form of your soul. Ashe. So, like I said, to get the connection to your soul, you do it through meditation, imagination, discovering and communicating with your different spiritual bodies, with your different ancestors, with the different gods and goddesses, right? Going on a journey with them to help you access your soul and to help rebuild your soul. Ashe. It is actually your soul. It does require a rebuilding process. This is what in this current paradigm, on this current third dimensional density matrix, that's what this current one is for. It's a cocoon. It's not really like evolving, to tell you the truth, or transcending. It only seems that way because we have fallen. So it feels like, oh, we are evolving. We're actually just revolving. We are revolving. We're just going back to what we once were, right? And we fell not because we sinned or something like that, but we fell just because we went through very traumatic experiences, right? And when you go through traumatic experiences, it was so traumatic it messed up our souls. So now we have to pull our souls back together again. That's what we've been trying to do. Is remember what is the member. There are members to any organization. These are the members to your body, right? To remember is to reconnect the members of self. So we're trying to remember. Our souls are trying to remember who we are as soul beings, right? And through that remembering, that's where the healing happens. Ashe. So I say spiritual lesson. Now we're going to Q&A and taking spiritual questions. Ashe. This one all crooked.
It's this part.
Say peace over to TikTok. Appreciate all the likes and the gifts. Peace over to YouTube. Appreciate all the likes, share, subscribes, as well as the super chats. And peace over to the all the OGs on IG. Peace to Graffiti and to In God I Trust, and to Underworld Reaper Ashe. Peace over to Creatures of the and Skings and Be Creator. Let's see, and to the Moody Pisces. Ashe. Peace over to Psychedelic Panda, Myjany. We got the whiteboard out. We teach it tonight. Ashe. How do you know when your soul is complete? You think we can complete it in one lifetime? Okay, well, let me answer the second part of that question. Ashe to you, Graffiti. The second part of that question. You think we can complete it in one lifetime? More than likely, this is not your first lifetime. So I'll just say that off the rip. So to answer that question, no, you cannot complete it in one lifetime. As well as this is not your first lifetime. So there's that. In whatever lifetime that you complete it, it will feel like the first lifetime, in a sense, right? So, so the real question is, will you complete it in your current lifetime? Is the only question, right? It's the only real question that actually makes sense. Will you complete it in your current lifetime? I don't know. I don't know if you will complete it in your current lifetime, Myjany. That is partially up to you, and as well as there's other outside factors, You know, how much have you remembered? How much healing has already been done? You know, how much trauma is your body, is your essence, your soul still going through, right? What will you experience in this current lifetime? Will it be enough to help you to get there, or will it only be enough to get you to the next lifetime? I don't know. I don't know. Right? I don't know. All I can say is, you know, how diligent and how committed and how intense is your drive to you know, to transcend in this lifetime, or to complete your soul in this lifetime, right? How dedicated are you? How bad do you want it, essentially? How bad do you want it? Right. That'll determine if it's even possible for you to do it in this lifetime, right? You have to want it bad enough. You have to want it bad enough. When I say you have to want it bad enough, meaning that you will. It's not really just a pure that you just come to this epiphany or awakening thing, and then your body comes together. No, it's like think about like monks. How monks they spend years and years in captivity, focusing on their spiritual evolution, right? It'll take that type of dedication, that type of persistence. It does not mean you have to become a monk, doesn't mean you have to go up in the mountains. It just means that's the type of dedication, consistency, discipline you'll have to put towards it. That's the type of focus and energy and drive and ambitiousness you'll have to put towards that in order to even have a shot at achieving it. I want you to understand, it's like trying to go to be a millionaire, or be a pro, or be a top-notch scientist, or be a pro basketball player, pro football player. You could put everything, every inch of your energy and power into it, and you still might not actually make it. So then, thinking about it that way, if you don't put everything into it, then you know, what are your chances of achieving it then? So that being said, I would recommend that you put all of your effort into trying to put your soul back together in this lifetime, because if you don't in this lifetime, do understand that just because you reincarnate again doesn't mean that you remember in the next lifetime. You might go 10 more lifetimes not remembering, and then on the 11th one, you might remember again. You might remember like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to put my soul together, right? So because we tend to, because of this way this matrix is set up and the way our souls are traumatized, we tend to forget when we reincarnate. So I definitely would put me personally, that's what I'm doing with myself. I'm definitely putting maximum effort that I can in, because I don't know if I'll remember fast enough the next time. I do see that I remembered fast enough this time to at least put in a serious attempt at a young enough age. Let's see. Graffiti says great lesson. My Johnny says, that's a better question. I think my current lifetime is one of my last incarnations. Maybe, right? I wouldn't think about it that way though. Most people think about it that way, like, and that's hope thinking, that's religious thinking. I want to get everyone out of a religious mindset, so that you actually have a real chance of getting out of the matrix. The religious mindset says, you put you in a hope space where you feel like, yeah, this will be the time, or within the next few, incarnations, or like I feel like this is when I feel like it's. You can't be based off of feel. The only feel you should feel is that I feel that it's possible. I feel that it's possible to break the reincarnation cycle. If you feel that, now the next step is I gotta make sure that I achieve it. Because if I don't, more than likely is not gonna pop off the next incarnation. And if you have it in your mind that if I don't get it this time, who knows how many lifetimes I might have to go through before I come back to even realize what the matrix I'm stuck in again is. If you have that type of mindset that I don't know if I'm going to remember in the next lifetime, it will force you, well, it'll do one or two things. Either you'll be depressed about it and you won't do anything, or it will light a fire underneath you and say, I got to get it in this lifetime. There is no next lifetime, right? So that's how I live my current incarnation. Underworld Reaper says, yeah, it's crazy hard. Ashe, activation of memory and blood DNA, connecting to your God's element. Amazing. Yeah, I'll have a break for a little, but the world needs everlasting light. So to keep a soul that can be seen through all ages. Ashe. Peace to Mr. True Life and Zeke Inc. Peace over to China Do. Yeah, I see you, the Moody Pisces with the DNA strands. My Johnny says, what's some signs you're on your final incarnation, like your soul is ready to ascend? There are no signs if you're on your final incarnation, because no one knows if you're on your final incarnation. And don't believe anybody that will tell you that there are certain signs that you're in your final incarnation. There is no, that's not a real thing, in my personal opinion, because who am I to say what the truth is? But based off of my downloads and my intuition and the things that I've seen and studied and experienced, there are no indications that you're on your last incarnation. There is only indications if you are aware of your current incarnation. That's all that there is. Are you aware or are you not? If you are aware, which everyone on here is aware, then that means you just have a shot. You got a shot at making this your last incarnation. You have a shot at making this last incarnation. There isn't really a set time, or like it's already set in stone. This is the incarnation that you're going to. It's not set in stone like that. It is up to you. Not based off of purely just a decision, but if you're even capable of achieving it. Are you capable of achieving it this time? Right? Are you good enough? Are you skilled enough? Did you put in enough work? Did you put in enough hours? Did you push yourself enough? Right? So, look at it that way. Are you going to make this your last incarnation, or are you just going to hope and pray? Right? That's what I challenge you to how to look at it. Are you going to make it happen this incarnation or not? Graffiti says, most of my spirit bodies are warriors. Every time I connect with part of my soul, there is a different being that is called upon for the specific battle. Ashe. Ashe. You've connected to a lot of warrior spirit bodies, right? Ashe, right? Which, well, I mean, it can actually mean many things, but Ashe to that. Ashe to that. A sea of forgetfulness. Yes, it is a sea of forgetfulness. Every time that you incarnate, you know, there's a forget. You're going to most likely forget. He says the goal is to have all the vessels of my soul to work in harmony and in unison. Right, you know, something like that. Something like that. You know, and you make them all, you know, work in unison by making them all one. You make them all one being, basically. You put them all into one body. Red Revenge says, sub to you, Ashe, we appreciate it, Red Revenge. If y'all vibe with the show tonight, hit the thumbs up button. Yes, we appreciate that. Graffiti, please hit the likes and the shares, the subscribes. Where can you find more people that are awake with themselves, not living in blindness? You know, that is a tricky question, Red Revenge. And the reason why it's tricky is because most people who are awake are still blinded. And they are blinded, one, because of they still have religious thinking, no matter how awake they believe that they are. And then two, because we are trapped in a third dimensional density matrix. And the matrix is always creating blind spots. It's like being in a car. It's probably even worse than that. It's like being in a house, right? Where you can look out the window, but you can't see all around the house or the roof, and you can't see, right? You're stuck in the house, so there's a lot of blind spot. Some of us are in a house where you can barely see, you know, we're in the house with the blinds closed, and you know, we can barely see anything that's happening. Some of us in the car where we can see a lot, but we, you know, they still have some blind spots. We got mirrors and everything, but we still got some blind spots here and there, right? Then some people are straight in the casket. They can't see anything, right? They can only, you know, hear what they're told, right? So, but you know, you find, what you'll find is that there are many people who are awake at different levels or just in different ways. So that's why it's also a tricky question, because you're gonna find groups. People find groups that, okay, you're awake, but you're not awake enough, or I don't like the direction that y'all are awakening in, or you're really just sleepwalking into another, you know, trans, right? So it's like it is tricky. It is tricky, Red Revenge. What's your life path number? Mine is a 7. Graffiti, mine is a 7. Like Majani. Peace to lovely Tina 33 and to DS Witter Inc. Peace over here to Bob on TikTok. Ashe. eventually I would like to, because I'm always creating different prayers and stuff for myself and for the family. So eventually I will, when I get a chance, create something for you guys, and you know, when I'm able to record something good and able to like put it, I'll have to get like probably some I guess original instrumentals, but you know, and I'll be able to put it like, you know, on iTunes, and these prayers will be to assist you in all of these different ways, whether it comes to manifestations, whether it comes to meditations, whether it comes to activation, connecting to the spiritual bodies, soul bodies, all of these type of things, whether it comes to cleansing, whether it comes to healing, all these different types of things. Eventually, that is something. These are all things that I use, you know, all the time. So, you know, so eventually, I do plan on creating that for you guys, so you have access to it yourselves. He says 7 deals with completed cycles. I guess, maybe, you know, you could say that, like, you know, 7, you know, 7 days of the week, and the, you know, the 7-year cycles. A lot of cycles deal with 7. A lot of cycles deal with 7. So you could say that. You could say that. But you could also say that about 9. Now, see, this is why the matrix is tricky. This is why the matrix is tricky. I want you to really pay attention to the matrix. Do not let the matrix fool you, because it will fool you. Like I said, it creates blind spots. If you look at it one way, 7 is a completion cycle type of number. If you look at 9 is a completion cycle type of number, completed cycles, right? Even if you look at 8, just because of the way that 8 is shaped, the infinity sign, you could say that that is a completed cycle type of number, right? And it's like, depending on the angle you're looking at it from, this could be right, that could be right, this could be right, or this could be wrong, that could be wrong. That means that there's blind spots that we can't see, is like on how everything can be right or how everything can be wrong, or why this is that way or that way or the other way. So this is what I mean by these blind spots in the matrix. And it's very useful to learn about the numbers and the numerology, and the planets and the zodiacs, and the birth charts, and the different gods and goddesses and entities and deities. It is important and it's very useful, right? But do understand that even those things, the things themselves, have limitations. They have limitations. Why? Because they are a part of the structure of the matrix. Therefore, there will always be blind spots. And in order to break out of the matrix, you're going to have to actually be able to see past the blind spots. So my Johnny, peace to Frida Jeweler, peace to Liko Bangji. My Janice says 7 is God's number. It's why we are drawn to spiritual things. Real searchers of truth and deep thinkers. 9 is more so completion. 7 is introspection and reflection. I mean, those things are all true. I would have to agree with all of those things. I would have to agree with all those things. I would still have to also agree with graffiti as well. I would have to agree with graffiti as well, right? Because 7 is a completed cycle type of number, depending on how you look at it, right? Now, if you search on Google or certain books, they will tell you that 9 is completion, and 7 is these other things, reflection and introspection, all those type of things, right? But then if you look at other books, like in numerology, or just look at your experiences, you'll see that, you know, 7 is a God number, right? As far as like biblically. And that is a form of completion, the 7 days. You rest on the 7th day. So the Bible is telling you 7 is a completion number. It all depends on who the author is of the story. Whoever the author is of the story, they can tell you what number is what. And I don't want you to be confused by it, because that's part of the matrix. That's part of the matrix, right? So don't become beholden to the definitions of these things. You want to have a baseline definition, understanding of these things, but when they start to contradict or like clash with each other, that's when you kind of have to chop that up to the matrix. Like, that's the blind spots in the matrix. I get it. I get it. Duüblé says 7 is also completion, Pisces, astrological calendar. Ashe. The glitches, right, Majani? The glitches, that's another way to put it. The glitches in the matrix, the blind spots in the matrix, right? They're showing the matrix. It can only do so good of a job hiding it, right? You'll see these glitches. You'll see these glitches, right? I see them all the time and experience them pretty much every day. Every day, right? Some of the glitches are bigger than others depending on the day, right? So what is a good indication that you are on your way? Because healing your soul and completion is synonymous with breaking out of the matrix. Those are the same. They work. They go hand in hand. I want you to know that. Completing your soul, breaking out of the matrix, they go hand in hand, right? So what is a good indication that you are definitely headed in the right direction of breaking out the matrix and as well as completing the soul is the more glitches that you run into and that you recognize. The more glitches that that keep popping up, the more that those glitches increase in their uncovering and they're revealing to you, right? The closer you're getting, I'll just say to that, the closer you are getting. Okay. So you want to keep in the more glitches you can find, right? The more weaknesses you can find in the matrix. The more glitches you can find, the more weaknesses you can find, right? As long as you, but there is a trickiness to the glitches too, though, because the glitches themselves can become very stressful and it can become very overwhelming because those glitches are there to try to divert you from your path. It's going to keep trying to throw you off the path, throw you off, trying to break out of the matrix, throw you off. So, you have to keep a focused mind. You have to be diligent. You have to persevere through it. Don't let it frustrate you or overly frustrate you. Otherwise, you will lose your stability and end up, losing all of your memory of the journey that you're on, right, and where you were going, right. Let's see. Frida Jules says 9 is a divine feminine number of completion, whereas 7 is divine masculine number of completion, and they do go hand in hand. They do work together when you put the 9 and the 7. I'll show you Frida Jeweler. Together it gives birth to 16. Then, of course, simplifying it, 1 plus 6 comes right back to 7, which is again God. Shade to that. Shade, that's a powerful description from Frida Jeweler there. All right. Says Majani says, yeah, catching it shows your awareness is heightened, you're ascending. All right. I wouldn't quite call it ascending. I wouldn't quite call it ascending, right? We do, and the reason why I don't want to use the word ascending, you know, you're ascending when you are starting able to manipulate matter with your mind. When you can start to manipulate matter with your mind, or break the limitations of your own body with your mind, then you are ascending. Just becoming more aware is not any form of ascending at all. It's just it's just becoming more aware. It's just showing you that you understand more and more that you are not supposed to stay here. Right? You are here for a reason, but you're not supposed to stay here. Right? And it also it gives you indication that you are waking up and that you are putting yourself back together, but you are not ascending yet. See, because after you put yourself together, you then can start working on the actual ascension part, on the actual ascension, or you can be like more effective with the ascension part. I'll say it that way. Underworld Reaper says DNA and DNA. Are we? I am DNA and son of Andrew A.R. We never were. I see, search, I hear, ear, exist, to is exit, after is words, return is required. Words are coded, right? Words are coded. Underworld Reaper. Perhaps transcending would be more accurate. I still wouldn't call it transcending. Right. I would say, you know, like I said, transcending I would put when you're able to, like I said, manipulate matter with the mind. Then you can start to transcend. That means you can start to go. Transcend means to go beyond the limitations, beyond the current paradigm. That's what the transcend means. Ascend means to rise above. You can become more aware all you want to and not become any more powerful or have any more effect or influence or have any more ability to change anything. You can be aware as much as you want to. That does not give you any ability to overcome or to ascend or rise above, right? It only gives you just the understanding that of what the reality is, right? You still have to actually put in certain work to ascend, which was to rise, and then you must achieve a certain level of ascension to then transcend, which means to transfer out of this space into a whole nother space, right? So awareness comes first, which is good. That's where we're all at. Ascendance actually comes sentence, where we must actually rise to higher levels of ability and breaking, limitations and unlocking genetic code, right? And then when you ascend to a certain level of power, you can then transcend, meaning transfer out of this dimension, right? So that's how I would categorize those words. Graffiti says, do you know of any deities with blue skin and 3 eyes? That sounds like some sort of like a Hindu. Sounds like probably like a Hindu deity. A lot of them are blue. A lot of them are depicted as blue. I just don't know which one And I think there's quite a, and actually, and a lot of them have 3 eyes. So that's a tough part as well. So I don't know which one it would be, because there's a lot of Hindu gods with 3 eyes or more. That's actually pretty normal to have 3 eyes. But a lot of them are blue, though. A lot of them are blue. Blue, green. All right. He says 4 arms, woman body. That might be Shiva. Shiva or Shiva. However you say, I don't know if it's a B or a V. I think it might be interchangeable. But Shiva or Shiva, right? That's probably her. That's probably her. She is the goddess of war in the Hindu paradigm. Underworld says, or let's see, Underworld says, and DNA, Ra's son, Andrew the Fourth. Just looked as far as I can, but bloodlines have helped to understand memory of what a vessel can trace to know what I've done. Ashe. Peace to Divine Cortez. Hindu, Odin, Helper. Let's see. 2025 is a universal year. 9 says Majani. It will be interesting to see how completion unfolds next year. I mean, yeah, it will be interesting, right? It will be interesting. I suggest that 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 for those who are looking to try to transcend, I suggest that you well, one, try to use the number 9 energy to your advantage, right? I'm not saying you're going to transcend next year in the 9, but you might, ascend quite a few levels if you really try to take advantage of that vibration. So, look at it more of like kind of more like a marathon, but a marathon that you don't know when it ends, right? All that you do know is that if you don't put in hard enough work, you're gonna run out of time. And if you do put in hard enough work, then that transcendence could happen at any time, right? So, just focus on. You really want to focus on today. Am I putting in the work that is in any way associated with transcendence or ascending, right? Am I actually on the way, or do I just feel like I'm on the way based off of what the energy of the universe is saying? Because if you're just going off the energy of the universe, then a lot of people will be disappointed, and they're always going to be disappointed. And a lot of people have been disappointed in the past. It happens all the time, and it will probably always happen, right? Where the planet goes through cycles where there is a greater there's these awakenings, right? There's these awakenings. This is not the first awakening. This will not be the last awakening. So understand, these awakenings happen all the time. Most people don't take advantage of it enough to get out or to actually awaken all the way. Right? Most people don't do enough and the reason why, because they actually feel so comfortable. They're like, oh, the awakening's happening. So that means that it's just going to happen naturally, and we're just all going to go to the next level. We're all going to transcend, right? That's that Jesus type of mentality. Even if you don't believe in Jesus or you don't, mess with the Bible, you still have the mentality where like something's just going to come do it for you. It's like, no, that's not at all. All it's saying is that there is a weakness in the matrix. There's a weakness in the firmament, or there's a weakness in the cocoon. There's a weakness in the prison. There's a weakness in the structure. There's a weakness, right? And this is your opportunity to bust through. But if you don't bust through, it'll get patched up, and you'll have to wait until the next next go round. Graffiti said I had a download where a being of that description visited me, but I don't know who she was. Like I said, it probably was Shiva. It probably was Shiva. So, you know, I would in meditation, I would, you know, try to see if you could find her and ask her, like, hey, you know, just visualize, literally just visualize her, and then visualize yourself talking to her or standing next to her, right? Boom. You might want to look her up. Look up, you know, the goddess of war, Shiva. Look at like some of the things she's into or some things that she's connected to, and then, you know, try to find that thing that she might be interested in and hold on to whatever that is. Maybe it's, you know, certain crystals or whatever, and then meditate and try to connect with her and try to develop some type of relationship. Duüblé says, yep, breakthrough using the 9 energy or repeat another 9-year cycle. Ashe. Right. Well, me, I'm looking at it more of a long-term thing. It's it's really like, I guess, a 19-year Aquarian cycle that we're in, where Pluto is in Aquarius. And if you know anything about Pluto, Pluto is the that is your challenge energy. That is the overcoming. That's the challenge you want to. This is the time to overcome your Pluto, because overcoming one's Pluto, everyone has a Pluto, right? When you overcome your Pluto energy, you then are, and Aquarius represents transcendence. So transcending your challenged energy, your challenged, you know, energy within this matrix, allows you to transcend. And from what I see, I believe we're in a 19-year cycle, 19-year process, right? I don't necessarily think that means it's going to take 19 years, or, you know, I think it's just the door is like kind of open, and you have 19 years to find a way to get through that door. That's probably the best way to put it. It's not like open, like it's just unlocked. The door is unlocked, and you have 19 years to figure out how to get to the doorknob and actually open it up. Underworld says, doesn't it not end until the rest is on a loop of neutral waves of reoccurring awakens for the future of energy that's left from unknown resources like myself? I mean, maybe Underworld, maybe that's how it works, right? You know, maybe that's like a deep philosophical way to describe it. You know, I don't know if that's any different from what I'm saying or if it's the same, but, you know, I mean, you know, but it sounds good though. Sounds good. 8 minutes dead at birth gave me time to see and hear a bit of Ashe to Underworld. But guys, what is your understanding of the connection between the Merkah? The Merkah. I do not know what the Merkah is. I've never heard of the Merkah. At least I don't think I have. I can Google it and see if maybe I have, and I didn't realize I have. Yes, I don't know what the Merkah is. Oh, the Merkaba. Okay, the Merkaba. I have heard of the Merkaba and the Metatron, or Metronon. You used to call it the Metronon Cube. I have heard of those things. Shiva Lingam. I mean, Shiva Lingam probably would connect. That does deal with Kundalini energy, which deals with fire and warrior type of things. So I don't. Shiva Lingam probably would connect very well with Shiva. Said I'll meditate on it tonight. Says graffiti and chop it up with y'all tomorrow. Tonight's show was Big Five. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Shay graffiti. Merkaba Metatron Cube. Is it or are they a chariot that can be activated and powered up for dimensional travel? That's a tough one when it comes to the whole Metatron Cube, and because that's where you get into the blind spots and the glitches in the matrix. That's why it's a tough one. That's why the answer seems kind of ambiguous. It's hard to really pinpoint. So based off of that, I personally believe that when you're talking about the Merkaba or the Metatron Cube or these, certain, devices, to me, I think it's more connected to the genetic code that is within us. I think that its true essence, I think a part of it is somewhat tied to, extra outer worldly traveling, maybe some technologies. But when it comes to any type of leaving the planet type of stuff, or like dealing with these like cubes and different like shapes and geometries, a lot of that has to usually do with the DNA. That usually has to do with the DNA. So essentially, the answer is in the DNA. It's inside of us, and we must activate that. We must activate the cubes, because remember that your DNA is made up of super microscopic crystals, little cubes, little quartz, right? So I would say that is the Metatron Cube. It is the crystals inside of your DNA matrix, and there, that is your real, answer. That is your real answer to your wanting to be at a level where you could, travel, outside the planet. Because to travel outside the planet, you must be able to travel outside of the matrix. Remember, this planet is trapped in a matrix, a invisible, a holographic matrix. So it's just, there's a hologram type of reflection it's like a double mirror type of concept, where like we can't see outside the mirror. We're just seeing a reflection. We're thinking we're seeing the outside. We're just seeing this reflection. But then the beings outside of the mirror can see in. We can't really see out, right? So, and so in order to see out and to get out, you have to activate the Metatron Cube inside of your DNA. That is my personal opinion. So I only try to focus on that. I don't try to focus on anything else. It's not that the outside yourself things don't exist. Yes, the extraterrestrials, outside self, they all exist. They just don't matter until you've done what you need to do on the inside of self. We have to get this vessel and this soul at the right, operating at the right capacity. Otherwise, it just won't matter. It just won't matter. Absolutely, it's nothing outside of us. As we all know, we're in a universal with ourselves. Well, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say there's nothing outside of self, right? That's too... Once again, we don't want to get into like dogma, because that's like a dogmatic type of concept. That's dogmatic. I didn't say there's nothing outside of self. A lot of people say that. It's a very common thing to be said. You want to be very careful with common things, right? Now, I'll say some common phrases, right? But then I'll have an explanation behind it as well. And I usually will then give the other side to that, something that kind of contradicts or goes the opposite way with it, right? I don't commit typically to just the common saying and just fully commit to it. No. Because the Matrix wants you to do that. It's just that there are some certain things that are not outside of self. There are certain things that are just inside of self. There's a lot of things that we think is outside of self that's actually inside of self. But there are a lot of things that are outside of self as well. It's just that in order to gain more access to the things outside of self, you must first gain more access to the things inside of self. That's all. That's what I'm saying. They both equally exist. There's plenty of things outside of self. There's plenty of things within inside of self. I'm trying to show you how they coincide, right? We don't want to be beholden just to one or the other and then ignore the other side, because you will just end up thinking that, oh, everything's within self. There's nothing outside of self. You end up getting caught in the Matrix trap. It's like, yes, you picked the side. Now I got you, and I'm a force you. And you just stay here in this one linear train of thought. As long as the universe can get you to think one way, it will keep you stuck. Spot on says Underworld Reaper. Subjective spirit and heart purification, Ashe. Free Jew says, not what I was saying either. I was just simply stating there is a universe operating within us individually as well as outside of this collectively. Ashe, Frida Jula. Ashe. So we're at 10:10:30, so we'll go ahead and end it right there. And I will see you guys tomorrow. So we say Ashe, Asante, and Amen. Amen, Kamalika. It is done.